Hey, Supernatural fans, we've got another packed, fun, crazy, wild, packed episode of Supernatural for you guys tonight. Season 12, Episode 6. You don't want to miss it.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Katie, do you know this song? Did you know it before it was playing on the episode?
Maybe I recognized it. I don't know. I think you really love it, though.
I love this song. This is probably my favorite Alice in Chains song. It's probably also one of the most well-known Alice in Chains songs. I like the drive in it, and I like when he's like, gee. Okay, not going to sing it right now.
Well, that sounded wonderful.
I know. But we're going to keep it playing so you can just hear that part in the background. Well, we talk about Supernatural for a little bit. Hey, guys. Welcome to AfterBuzz TV, Season 12, Episode 6, celebrating the life of Asa Fox. Feed my...
This part?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm going to stop singing right now.
Oh, yeah.
See, it's got like a good little...
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm feeling it.
This is a good song to karaoke. Obviously,
Do you karaoke to this song?
I've never karaokeed this song, and 11 o'clock at night is way too late for me to try pretending I can karaoke right now. But I do host karaoke. You gotta come sometime.
Yeah.
But yes, we're talking about Supernatural, not my singing at karaoke. My name is Lyndsey Wegner. You guys can tweet me at Lyndsey Wegner. Tell me your favorite karaoke song that you like to sing, because I want to know. And Katie, I'm joined by her tonight, my lovely, beautiful co-host, Katie Campbell.
Oh, hello. You guys can find me on Twitter at KatieEE Campbell. That's Katie with 3 E's Campbell.
Have you ever karaokeed?
I have. I sang that. I can't even remember what it's called right now. I'm going to think about it.
Okay.
And I'll let you know. I forget what it is.
Come back to it.
Yeah. I'll let you know.
Come back to it. And you guys can tweet us this week and let us know what your go-to karaoke song is. And that is not far off in Supernatural, considering Dean loves to karaoke.
Yeah.
So we do occasionally get to see him karaoke.
Oh, yeah. What was it, season 10 when he opened up karaokeing when he was Dean and Dean?
Yep. So he loves it. And this episode, tell me what you thought about it, Katie.
It was good. I felt it was hard to take notes this episode as well. There was like a lot going on. It was really fun to watch. I couldn't take my eyes off the screen. I didn't know where the demon was going. It was intense. And some things I was questioning, you know, what their characters were going to do. And it had me on the edge of my seat.
Every episode this season so far has left me feeling like that. It makes it easy to talk about this late at night because there's so much going on in the episodes that I'm excited to talk about it as soon as the show's over. And this one was no exception. I liked seeing this big hunter gathering. Have we seen this many hunters together at the same time since we kind of have seen, since Ellen, back in the day when they would go and visit her at the bar? And I don't even know if we saw that many hunters together.
Yeah, I don't know. But I was kind of worried when we had this many hunters in the room. I just, you know, and Sam and Dean being legends and everybody talking about them, and Sam talking about how Dad said never to go to these things because, you know, something bad could happen. I was worried.
Well, and something bad did happen.
Right. Well, yeah.
So his
But
job
not
was
even
right.
that. I was scared about like the hunters getting weird or getting mad.
And a little bit ego.
Yeah, maybe the ego thing happening with Sam and Dean, and did Lucifer actually, you know, possess Sam for a while? Is that true? And I was worried about that. Even though it's true.
Even though it's true. And somebody brought it up to me on YouTube when we went back and forth today. I'm sorry. I could go back and look on YouTube and find out what your name is because I feel bad for not remembering. But we were talking about how Lucifer possessing Sam has come up in the last couple episodes multiple times, and it was brought up again today. So what does that mean? Is Lucifer going to possess Sam again at some point? Do you think that that's even possible? I mean, I don't think Sam's going to agree to it unless it has something to do where it were to help Mary.
Or is it just something that they keep throwing in because Lucifer is out and about right now?
Could be.
You know what I mean? Like just to throw it in. We're talking about it.
Happening.
Yeah.
Well, this episode this week starts in Emerson, Manitoba in 1980, and we see a little boy getting chased by what we find out is a werewolf. And luckily, Mary saves the day back in 1980. And we find out also that this is after Dean has been born. So even though she may have said she was going to stop hunting,
She was secretly hunting.
she was secretly hunting.
You can't stop. It's in your blood. It's in the family.
Yeah. Can't give it up. And she does return Asa Fox home. And later on we see Asa Fox as he's growing up. He's got all these newspaper clippings. He's becoming a hunter. He killed 5 Wendigos. Drink. If you've got a drink right now, drink.
Drink. Now you have to drink every single time we ever say that word.
Yes. Oh, new drinking game, whatever it is. I've got tea today. So if you've got a beer in your hand, drink right now. Wendigo, Wendigo, Wendigo.
Was that just because he killed 5 Wendigos in one night?
Yeah.
So
So it's like this big, you know,
right.
big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but we do, all of a sudden we see that he goes from chasing something to being hung. And we at first, did you think it was a suicide even potentially at first?
Well, I felt like they were running, and then he kind of looked like he jumped, but I didn't think he was in the tree a second ago. I thought he was on the ground running, so I was really confused. We rewound it because I didn't know what was going on.
I know, it looked like it was, I hear my little Rutherford barking. Sorry, guys. It looked like it was, something was amiss. Obviously, if we had to rewind it, we knew something wasn't right, that it couldn't have been suicide, but that it didn't seem like, well, how does someone hang them and set that up? Or
Right. He was enjoying his life as a hunter, you know, and
it just seemed off for him to all of a sudden just do this. Agreed. So we get Jody Mills back. She's enjoying a day off. She's got some pizza, and the boys show up from Brookings, and they ask where Claire and Alex are. They all want to hang out, and she says that they're off in Omaha at a Radiohead concert. So we don't get to see them, and right away Dean gets to say, "I killed Hitler."
Oh, God. We knew it. We knew that was going to happen.
Were you waiting for him to say it to Mary later in the episode?
Yeah, I thought it was going to come out a lot more.
I thought it was going to come out at the end.
And to the hunters as well.
I didn't know, because that may be such brand new information, if he would say it to the hunters. But I was expecting him to say it to Mary, so maybe we'll get that later on in the next couple episodes or something. And she just wanted to enjoy a day, and they ask her if she watched rom-coms, and Sam says that Dean really enjoys the Japanese erotica.
Right. That was like a really fun day, though. The pizza and the Netflix.
And the wine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good Netflix and chill day. And all of a sudden, Jody's very upset. And it's because Asa Fox has died, and the wake is that night. And the boys remember Ellen talking about him as well. And so they decide they're going to head over to Canada to go to the wake that's being held at Lorraine's house up in Emerson, Manitoba. We've got a couple hunters there that we meet: Bucky Sims, Randy Bull, Elvis Katz. They're drinking some homemade brew. We toast to the Wendigos.
Drink.
It's this big hunter gathering. We meet 2 twins that were raised by a witch, which we thought, wait a second, do we have to check if this is Rowena or somebody else of importance?
Raised by a witch to hunt witches, too, which is interesting.
But nothing about the father, which we find out later. And people tell stories about Sam and Dean. They can't actually believe that the Winchesters are there, and they're getting to meet them. And they kind of talk about that Ace's life, this was a good way for him to go.
Wasn't it weird, though, when Bucky said to Dean, you know, Dean was trying to make conversation, and he's like, oh, yeah, like, I've heard some great stories about him. And then Bucky got really weird, and he said, oh, yeah, like what? Like, the way he said those words.
Because I think he wanted to see if he actually knew.
Okay, so he was thinking maybe Dean is on Bucky's trail.
Maybe
of what
that
happened.
Maybe that. Yeah, like he felt it was like he was guilty.
Right.
or that he just felt like these are two guys showing up that really have no remorse and don't know Asa Fox at all. Why are you here?
Oh, and he got territorial over his friend.
I think so.
Okay.
I think it's probably a combination of both, considering what we find out later on. And you pointed out that as some people are leaving, Lorraine waves to somebody. And you're like, who did she wave to? And all of a sudden you hear the motorcycle go. And I said, well, wait, it's the motorcycle from the Men of Letters London chapter, if it's Mr. Ketch or whoever the person is.
Yeah.
But we never see the person. We just hear the motorcycle.
But do you think, though, we're just like getting paranoid over this motorcycle and it's actually just somebody leaving on their motorcycle?
I don't know. Are you in the chat?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me know what people are saying about that, because do you guys think that it was a nice little clue that this is the Men of Letters, they're showing up there, they're keeping an eye on things? Or do you think it was just a random coincidence that she's waving? We don't see who it is, but it is a motorcycle. I'm going to go with this is the writers and director making a really small hint that most people aren't going to notice.
Right, because she said goodbye. She was waving in the distance, and the people that were walking away from her, they couldn't have driven off that
Gotten
fast.
that far.
Yeah.
Hadn't even gotten into their cars yet, let alone to wave.
But okay, so if it was Mr. Ketch, or what would he be doing there?
He's keeping an eye on things, making sure that if there is anything bad, that it's being killed. Per usual.
But like how they were not going to a case, you know what I mean? They were just going to a hunter's funeral, and then there happened to be something going on with Jael, but
they never know. They still know something happened. There was a reason that Asa Fox was obviously hunting something. So did Asa Fox get this demon, which we find later was Jael? We don't find who knows why they're there.
Right.
So then they talk about the fact that Asa and Jody had a relationship, and she's like, well, what am I supposed to do? It's boring. You got to find something to do. I do things.
Oh, that made me sad for her, though, because she obviously really liked him.
She did. It was someone that she had a relationship with for a while, it seemed like, too.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, we see a knife to someone's throat. It's the Randy guy, right?
Yeah, that
Randy
was a
Bull.
brutal killing.
Right. I mean, if you weren't watching it, you had just, and then,
Whose body was he possessing?
I don't know whose body. Oh, you're right. Yeah. Must have been one of the twins, though, because didn't they say one of the twins was gone for a little while?
Oh, okay.
So
Stepped
it might
out
have
of the
been,
room? Okay.
Yeah, it could have. It could have been that. Although right away when they come back from commercial, we see Mary's boots. So maybe it was possessing Mary at the time because she just got there.
Right.
I don't know who it was possessing. Mary shows up. This is a surprise for her to see Sam and Dean there, as they're surprised to see her there, unsure of why she's there either, which we know obviously is because she saved his life.
I love her hair. That short.
The short.
It looks so good.
With the little like tousle.
Yeah.
It's really pretty. It looks, I like it much better than the long hair on her.
Yeah,
but
she looks fabulous.
It suits her.
Yeah.
It suits her being like a mom. She's still hip and fun. So she gets to meet Jody Mills, who's very excited to meet the mother of Sam and Dean.
She used the word wow like 50 times.
Yeah. And Mary says she used John's journal to retrace some things and catch up. And Dean's kind of pissed that she didn't want to talk to them about it.
Like she could catch up with them, like they could catch her up on everything that she's missed. And he's also upset because she went to this funeral for a dead guy, but she can't, she only texts the boys once a month or once a week.
She can go to Canada to do this, but she can only text the boys once a week, and
I feel like I'm seeing both of their sides. I feel bad for Dean. Dean's trying to let her have her space, but he has a hard time with it, and rightfully so. But also I feel bad for her, and I think like she deserves the time to go through the journal by herself and try to come to terms with it. But I was also thinking in that moment, okay, if you think it's weird, the last time you saw your babies, they they were babies. They were children, you know. Sam was a baby. Dean was a young child. And now they're older and she's having, you know, that was hard for her at first. Well, if she goes to see Asa, he's going to be older. She hasn't seen him since he was a kid. So that's going to be hard for her too.
Well, we also don't know what exactly or whom she's been seeing since she left the boys. Is she kind of off on her own all the time? Is she actually hunting? So maybe she's been spending a lot of time alone, and when she heard the news of this is obviously a big deal to her.
Right.
So she's good. Of course, she's going to go, no questions asked.
Right.
And the boys have to understand that.
Do you think this was her last case then? Asa, back in the 1980?
I would assume it was, yes.
Yeah.
And that's what stopped her after that. Unless she secretly kept on hunting after that.
Because he said something to her. He said that, you know, then who would save people like me? And the look on her face was like, oh, you're right. You know, I don't want to see a young little boy die. My Dean
Is just...
Yeah, he's just born. He's going to be your age someday. She doesn't want him to be in danger. Mm-hmm. Somebody's got to be doing the hunting.
John and the boys.
Well, yeah, but she didn't want that for them. So I was
No.
wondering, like, did she keep hunting after this? Or was this her last... She
Hurrah.
just had to cut it cold turkey.
I don't know. That's interesting. Maybe we'll find that out as the season progresses.
Yeah.
If there's more people that she kind of gets in contact with. I did find Pass Hammer. He's French Canadian. He mentioned to me earlier that when Sam spoke about Lucifer and being in the vessel, it's the second time in the last 2 episodes. And Lucifer losing his vessel in the ocean. It's a theory. And it obviously happened again tonight in the episode. So we do obviously next week or 2 weeks from now.
2 weeks from
2 weeks from now, we'll get to see Lucifer again. So I'm excited for his return.
Yeah, but in Vince's body.
In Vince's body.
So how did
he get out of the ocean? We'll discuss all that later on.
Yes.
So Jody and Dean have a moment, and she admits that if she could have her son and husband back, she would. And this is a really heartfelt moment. This was a very emotional episode for Jody Kim Rhodes. I did reach out to Lisa Berry. She's in Canada working, which we're always so happy to hear. I'm glad you're not here talking with us because you're working, girl. Rock it. And I know Kim has a daughter, I believe, and so this is late for her to be up to talking with you guys. But another very emotional moment for her in this episode. We see her cry earlier when she finds out about Asa. Then we see this, and then we get to see a wild side later on.
Yeah, she said she was talking about, you know, if I could have my husband and son back, I would give anything. But she also said, you know, it'd be scary because the thought of if they weren't back the way that she was expecting them to be back, if they were back different somehow, that would be terrifying. And, you know, she's maybe saying to Dean maybe that's what's going on here. Maybe mom's
It's
not
30 years.
Yeah.
It's 30 years of it is different. So I think she's trying to get him to be a little bit more open-minded about the fact that she's been gone this whole time and things have changed. As much as they don't want to admit things have changed and feel like things haven't changed. These were babies when she left.
A lot of the people she knew they're dead.
They're dead. And then we find out that Lorraine is actually mad at Mary as well because she was hoping her son would turn out to be an astronaut, but now he became a hunter.
That scene was brutal to watch.
It was, I mean, mother to mother.
And
That's
the way
rough.
that this Lorraine, she was talking to Mary, it was just
Like, you can't be, you
Ruthless,
would be my age.
right. But just the way that she was just saying, like, enjoy the wake.
Then she gives her the postcards that were never sent because she was such a mystery. And, you know, hunting was his whole life, so he never had the family that she wanted for him. And so it was just, it was a rough scene to watch. Sam and Dean are afraid they're going to lose Mary again. Mary and Sam go to say goodbye to Asa. And we've got Randy roped to the ceiling over Asa, and blood is dripping onto Asa's
This was such a crazy scene because Sam and his mom were watching blood drip on this guy's face, and it's like, remember it like the first episode.
The body up above.
Mom's above, the blood's dripping onto Sam or into the crib,
Yeah, that was real.
How crazy.
I was interested to see how they were both going to react to that being together, and I think they kind of glossed over it, in my opinion, kind of. Maybe it wasn't that big of a deal to them.
I think they threw that in for us.
I think they threw it in, but we didn't get any reaction from Mary or Sam because of it.
Well, I think at that point they're seeing this dead body up there, and they're like, something's wrong. We need to tell everybody.
We do find out that this demon, JL, is known for hanging people. That's the way of killing them. And the house has been warded inside and out. And meanwhile, while Dean's outside getting some fresh air, Billy shows up and she's just reaped a fresh soul.
Yeah, what do you think's going through Dean's head? Like,
her silky smooth voice, you hear it and you know it's her.
I know.
So like, yes. What's going through Dean's head?
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously thinking,
well, she can't, she has rules. She can't kill someone.
but like, who just died in there?
Well, that's what he has to wonder.
Yeah.
That's why he was going to do anything to get inside, because if he doesn't know if it was Sam or Mary or Jody at that point, someone that he cared about, or if it's some other random person, who knows. And she says, well, it's a one-way ticket in, but you're going to owe me.
I was wondering if in that moment they didn't show us what he was owing her, but do you think she even said to him, he's just like, okay, send me in. Mm-hmm. I don't even need to know what it is right now.
No questions asked. That's what he said. He's like, it was a one-way ticket. It won't happen again.
He just rattled
do. They don't think about the consequences.
Yeah, well.
What are you going to do at that point?
Yeah,
if you think your loved one is in there and they could potentially be dead. And she's not going to give details. It's not like she was going, yeah, I just reaped Randy.
Right.
She didn't tell him who it was. He has no idea. So you're going to do anything it takes to get inside. Deal with it later. That's Dean's mentality.
Billy's tricky.
She is. It's very smart. Mm-hmm. Very intelligent. Meanwhile, inside, they talk about the fact that Asa had exorcised JL. And then I guess she had killed a little girl. And
yeah, I think maybe that she was possessing, or he was possessing.
Yes. And then JL got into Marlene, which was his girlfriend, and possessed her. And at this point, they don't know. They know the demon's here, and they don't know who it's possessing. And everyone's kind of looking around in this circle like, well, who's possessed?
I love this kind of thing. It's so fun to watch because you're like, who is it? You know, you want to see what they're about to say
or how they're
guilty.
Exactly.
Reacting to things. And I knew it was going to go into Jody because she was at one point Asa's love interest.
Mm-hmm. And from this point, we've seen that's anybody that Asa cares about gets possessed.
Yeah, because Jail's toying with him.
Mm-hmm. So we see that it was actually in Alicia at one point. It was one of the twins.
Somebody really quick in the chat, Robina says she's Crowley from the early seasons. That's interesting. Billy? Yeah.
Is Crowley from the early seasons? Yeah.
I like that.
I do too. Which reminds me of the fact that the demon says that, is it demon or is it Billy? No, the demon says hell is a train wreck. No, it's Lorraine, right? Hell is a train wreck. Who said hell was a train wreck? There's no Lucifer. There's no Crowley.
Oh, the Elvis Katz guy.
Elvis Katz. Okay, because he got possessed. Yeah, he said hell is a train wreck. There's no Crowley. There's no Lucifer. It's just a mess right now.
Yeah.
And then we see this broken neck.
Oh, God. It was another brutal thing to look at on TV.
Twist
from Supernatural.
Head backwards type of thing. Like you guys are Supernatural stunts and special effects team is just fantastic. Mm-hmm. So they decide to create a devil's trap. By this time now, Dean has gotten his one-way ticket in. They're a little bit, I think, worried about what he says. It's like, no, it's not me. I'm here to help. They do this devil's trap where it means everyone's going to get in, but the demon won't go in. And we do see Mary. I do see Mary walk away, and I'm thinking, oh, it could be Mary because she's walking away for a second.
She goes to get the angel blade, but also the fact that she, kind of walked through what they were going to do. She was talking to Dean in that moment, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Dean's saying, then that way that the person can't get in, that person is being possessed. And she's like, oh, makes sense. I'm like, oh, she's the demon, and she's trying to see what his plan is.
Exactly. It was good because it could have been in her at some point too. Mm-hmm. And so Jody goes right away and she says to Sam that she thinks the demon's in Mary. She doesn't think it, she knows it. But it's not in Mary, it's in Jody, and Jody's not acting herself, and we get to see this like sexy, spicy side of Jody that was I love it when the actors get a chance to play something so out of character, and you're seeing them play their
alter ego,
their traits and their alter ego. Right. Perfect. Yes. I love seeing that.
Yeah, me too. They do it a lot in Vampire Diaries too.
Okay. And you said that the male twin was in Vampire Diaries.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was in for a couple episodes.
Okay. Probably does the crossover with all the CW shows. Jody obviously wanted them to kill their mom. And she paralyzes everyone. And she starts spitting out the truth about why everyone's here, which this is great snippets of information for everybody. We find out that the twins are there because Asa was their dad.
Who's mom?
Who's the mom? It's a witch.
I want to know who it is.
Okay. Asa was a white guy with a beard, and the twins are clearly mixed.
Yeah.
Ethnically / ambiguous. So it's got to be somebody that's, either African American, something else, something like dark and mysterious. Would love to find. I'm still hoping, fingers crossed, for witches coven type of episode backstory on all of that. We find out that Lorraine tried to keep Asa from being a hunter and stole like some of his stuff so that he wouldn't do it. And we found out that Jody had dreamed of a life with Asa, and she'd actually fantasized about it, which we already knew. And Bucky was the one who killed Asa.
I thought that was meaning that he actually did kill Asa so that JL wouldn't get the satisfaction of it. But it turns out the story was completely different.
It was. And obviously this demon is going to make it look worse than it really is. Because once they get Bucky to admit it later on, after they exorcise the demon from Jody, who says, well, that sucked. Bucky says that JL was taunting Asa, so they were going after him. And when Bucky went to leave, Asa called him a coward, so he pushed him, hit his head, it killed him, and instead of telling the truth about it, he tried to cover it up with this hanging, saying JL did it, so that they would all kind of band together and maybe go after JL, which is not a bad idea, but accidents happen. It was an accident. I don't think there was any malice or jealousy or anything there at all.
I think it was an accident, but he handled it completely wrong.
Of course. But the demon was trying to make it look really bad.
Yeah. Well, they could all still go after JL. Like, even if he told the truth, JL was the one who was taunting in the first place, so we want to get him anyway.
Absolutely. Why not go after him? And since we don't know if JL is JL still out there, or did there was that pile of dust?
That was what they were putting on the ground, yes.
Oh, I thought it was I guess if it's the spirit's exorcised or if a demon's exorcised, it's still out there. So
went up.
So they're still going to have to go after it. So I have a feeling the London chapter Men of Letters are not going to be happy. But there is another monster out there that wasn't taken care of by the Winchesters yet again. And they asked what they should do with Bucky. And I kind of agree with them that now he needs to live with this for the rest of his life, being known as the guy that tried to cover something up instead of handling it the right way. He's always going to be known for this forever. So no longer will he live that kind of proud hunter life. It's life of shame.
The story is going to be passed around.
Either he's going to be embarrassed and go into hiding or suicide or something, which is really a bummer too, though.
The British Men of Letters, they go after the demons. They want to kill all of those. So when a hunter does something like this and then blames it on a demon, and the men of letters, the British men of letters, they already want to kill, get rid of the hunters, Sam and Dean, that they're not doing things correctly. Do they want to get rid of Bucky then, since he didn't go about the situation correctly? Or
they could, and I don't think anyone would be upset if that happened. Not like
yeah.
2 weeks ago when the girl was just killed that was trying to go and live a normal life. I still think we're going to see the kid from last week potentially come back. The men of letters go after him because he was part of this monster group.
Right. So
Thools.
That's something else, though. They're monsters or part of monster groups, but like if the hunter does something wrong.
I don't know if they're going to go after it or not. I mean, as part of, I don't know. I don't understand this yet. I still don't understand the men of letters.
We need more.
And we need more. And we're getting little bits and pieces. So we actually find out that Lorraine is happy. She has a family she never thought she had. She has grandchildren. So this does kind of give a little sense of closure, because I was not liking her. I felt like there was something off about her.
Yeah, but she kind of, it felt like, but she kind of switched very fast as well. Oh, I'm sorry. I have a family now. Like, it just seemed all too quick.
And she was so, even in the house when Katz was possessed, she all of a sudden was really scared and like freaking out about it. And it just, she's off. She's a weird lady.
She didn't like the hunter stuff either. And now her grandchildren, that's going to be hard for her to accept too.
But she's got grandchildren now.
Okay.
She's got them.
Maybe this whole situation really changed her as a person, and maybe being near death, I don't know.
I hope so. Be nice. Be a little cherry on the sundae. So Jody actually tells Mary that the boys are really good men, the best ones she's ever met, and Mary admits that they're not the problem. So we know that there's an issue with Mary feeling
out of place
in the situation, and Billy appears, reminds Dean that he owes her big, and the favor is right here in front of them, and it's Mary. And Billy kind of fills the boys in on what Mary's been thinking, and that she feels all alone, that she doesn't feel like she necessarily belongs. And she tells me, she says, right? Am I right? Am I wrong?
One-way ticket. That's her favorite saying. One-way ticket up to upstairs. Mm-hmm. Which probably sounds a little nice for her right now, considering that she's going through a lot in her own head. But she also still knows that her boys are right here in front of her. But I was not. I was freaking out.
You were prepared for her to say she was going to go with Billy, right?
And then I was going to be really angry for the next 2 weeks until we get a new episode. Mm-hmm. And then I probably would have still been angry.
Well, she does a good job of hiding it, that she starts to speak, and then she goes, well, you're just going to have to wait. Tells Billy that, because rules can't be broken, and she can't kill someone, so she's going to have to wait till Mary's dead, then she can rape her.
Yeah, I was wondering if she was going to look at the boys and say,
kill me.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to go off on my own and don't look for me. It was scary. It was a scary moment. It was touch and go there.
Well, now she knows, though, like, if I want an out, I have an out.
But Mary does admit that she wants to go home with them, just not yet.
What is she doing? She has to get through the journal first? The whole journal?
She needs more time. It's only been a few episodes.
Yeah, well, I just need to know what she's doing. I need to know, like,
what she's
how
doing
this
on
is
her
helping her.
Like we need an episode to follow her to find out if she's hunting, if she's not, if she's meeting people along the way.
We have to get that. They have to show us one of those.
I would love to see John come to her in a dream or something and them to have a moment. That would make me happy.
Yeah, that would be sweet.
And we don't have an episode next week because next week, Thursday, is Thanksgiving. And I hope all of you will be enjoying turkey or sweet potatoes or all the traditional Thanksgiving fixins. So we're going to be back on December 1st, and we're going to get some Hair Rock. We're going to get some Lucifer. We're going to get some Vincente. And can Lucifer sing? We're going to find that out.
We got Crowley and Castiel.
And is Rock dead? What do you think? What are you most looking forward to in 2 weeks?
I'm really excited about Lucifer being back, and I want to know how he got out of the ocean and how he's still in that vessel. And I'm just curious too with Billy. We never got the answer about Death dying and who took over there. Is Billy in charge? What's going on? Are we ever going to find that out? I mean, I'm not thinking that's next episode or something, but are we ever going to find that out? Like, she controls everything now, and she's just in charge of the reaping.
I think she's just in charge of the reaping, but I wouldn't know who took over for Death. There's got to be somebody, and they probably have left that storyline open so that they can approach that at some other point, whenever it is. Mm-hmm. It's another great storyline.
I know.
Who took over? Or did Billy take over, and that's like this little bit of information that nobody knows. So technically she could maybe come back later on and say, I can break the rules actually because I'm in charge, or only this person can break the rules. Mm-hmm. Next week or 2 weeks from now, I'm looking forward to, how is Vince's body vessel looking as good as it is coming from this depths of the ocean? Mm-hmm. A little scary. Excited, obviously, to see the return of Crowley and Castiel, and have all of the boys together then, the gentlemen together, which that'll be in 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. It'll be here before we know it.
It'll be here before we know it. I'll be so excited to have Thanksgiving come and then this, so. All right, Katie, where can everyone find you and let you know their favorite karaoke song or what they're eating for Thanksgiving or what they're thankful for?
Mm-hmm. You guys let me know all of that. You can find me on Twitter at Katie E.E. Campbell. That's Katie with 3 E's Campbell. Instagram at Katie Campbell 13 and YouTube.com/Katie Campbell online.
And this is Lyndsey here. You guys can let me know all the above questions. I want to know, too. I want to know what you guys think about Supernatural this week, what's coming up for the next couple of weeks before we go to our Christmas break. You can find me at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Lyndsey Wegner. That's LYNDSEY. WEGNER, or my blog, lyndsseywegner.blogspot.com. Have a fabulous Thanksgiving. We will see you guys in 2 weeks. Have a great night.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.